gonna lie, do you know how hard it is to find an actual bloody straitjacket in this day and age? It is very difficult.
Plan on getting Barrier on that same stage again, sitting there until fucking like 12 at night, maybe going around occasionally to buy a bucket hat.
It was walking completely all the way down the front row and just handing everyone some fruit pastels.
Lovely bloke.
It's so random, but it was funny as fuck, to be fair.
If anyone's getting in our way, they're going to get a crash symbol or something to the head. It's like, yeah, we got a mission, you know?
Yeah.
Gimmick he's had has been destroyed by terrible bookings.
What do you mean? Yeah, it's like the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. That was a 5-star Mountain classic. Hello, and welcome to probably episode 45-ish of the Uncensored podcast. I am Riley, and this here is my co-host Tom. And today we have guests once again. Woo! So since Tom seems mildly unable at the moment, would you care to introduce yourselves?
Hey guys, we're Hereward, DC on the main vocals.
And I'm Mackie, I play bass guitar.
Yes. So how are you today?
Living the dream.
Oh, yeah, another day, another beautiful day, surrounded by beautiful people doing beautiful things. You know, what can go wrong?
Cool.
Flatter us, Mackie.
Well, we're just going to have a slightly shithoused chat today. So I guess I'll just kick off to ask your band origin. How do you all kind of assemble?
Do you want to take this one, Mackie, or should I?
You take it because you know the inside story better than I do.
Apparently so, yeah. Me and Josh, one of the guitarists, were in a band previously. Because I moved up to Peterborough about just over 5 years ago now, and obviously went on that join my band thing, had a look for some people, found a band, and Josh was the lead guitarist for said band. And then obviously lockdown happened and everything else, and the thing we shall not talk about because apparently people are still scared and whatnot. And to be fair, I'm one of them. So band disbanded basically after lockdown. The guys and whatnot wanted to go off and do different things, different directions. And I remember Josh sending me a text message saying, "Do you still want to do this thing?" And I replied back with the exact words, "Fuck yeah, we got some good songs." So that was kind of the deciding factor on that one. And then Josh put out a message. Was it on Join My Band or was it Facebook, Mackie? I can't remember what he did. Was it
Join My Band?
Join My Band. And then we found Mackie and Jamie literally within a week, which to find a bassist and a drummer in that time is like finding a unicorn, I guess is probably the best way to put it. And so we started with just a 4-piece because I was playing guitar very badly and doing vocals at the same time. And then I turned to the guys and went, I can't do this anymore because one or the other is starting to suffer. So we went out and found Harry, and he joined us last July, give or take, last July-ish time.
Something like this, yeah.
So we sort of brought him in, started getting up to speed on the set that we had sort of planned. Went into the studio in September. I think it was September time. Unfortunately, Harry couldn't actually be there because he was going on holiday, so he's not actually on the first EP, but we're hoping to rectify that in the not too distant future and have Harry feature actually on one of the actual EPs that we're going to be releasing in the future. And kind of just sort of went from there and released the EP last October, November time. And then started going live in April this year. So we haven't been going live long, but I say we've definitely had some good shows and stuff in the meantime. So we've been quite lucky, really. I guess that we've been featured on quite a few things. So it's nice. So that's kind of the origin for us, really, how we all met.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool story.
Well, COVID happened to everyone. So there's a lot of COVID stories when it comes to the music industry. I mean, you think about it, Ramey, I think his band was kind of coming to sort of the end, and I think during COVID, I think you said, didn't he, Mackie?
Yeah. If I can add to this story, it's I've been in a few bands before in the Cambridge area, and I moved to Peterborough about 4 years ago, and I've been kind of outside of the music scene for a number of reasons, but it's been long enough, and I decided I want to I want to go back to it. I want to play music live again on stage and to find a band. And I literally went on that join my band, and it was one of the first few ads. It was Josh's ad for looking for bass player, and that was the only one I applied for, and I got a response straight away. And within a week, we've been in a studio rehearsing together, and it was just naturally it just worked from that moment on. It just clicked. It just worked. I didn't go through the pain of applying for 5 or 6 different bands and looking for a number of weeks. I've decided that day that I want to have a look for the band. I found the ad, and within hours I had a reply, and within a week we've been rehearsing together, and the rest is history. So it kind of worked really well. And I think Jamie the drummer, was pretty much the same thing with him as well, wasn't it? Because he just quit his old band, and you just snapped him, or he found you, whichever way that was. But it was me and Jamie the drummer when the first rehearsal together, and it just worked since.
Yeah, I mean, just following with the Mackie as well, I think all 4 of us just clicked straight away, and I think that was a really big thing for us. Like, no bullshit in the studio and things like that. Just everything seemed to flow really well. We all pick up the songs nice and quick, and just the sound flowed really nicely. So I think, lucky for me and Josh that we found Jamie and Mackie. I think it was the right fit at the right time for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just slowly adding on to that. When did the name come to fruition? Was that before you had all the members, or was that?
No, that was after. That was a painstaking 3-week back and forth process. I think when it came, I don't even know how many names we've been put forward. It must have been in the 30s.
I can't fly some that didn't quite make the cut.
I can't even bloody remember half of them now, mate. Can you?
I think Hemlock is one of the names we're going for. Yeah. But there was another band somewhere in America, very similar style, so we kind of dropped that. But then I've been in a few bands before, and it was always a pain. And now I just said to the guys, you 3 decide what you want to do, because we were 4-piece at the time. So you decide which name you want, and I kind of go with it, because the name doesn't really define the band and the music you play. It's kind of important when you look at it, but it doesn't define you. So I said, you pick the name, and I'll tell you my opinion about it. And that's kind of how it was. And Hereward is kind of local to the area. It's Hereward the Wake was, the leader of the rebellion against the Vikings, and all that story behind it. So it's from kind of Ely, Finland area, East Anglia. Back in the day, it kind of works with everybody, because we kind of from this area, even though I'm not from here originally, but I've spent here the last 17 years of my life. So it kind of counts, I think. And it just works. And I think with this name, we're not pigeonholed to being death metal band or political band or band about environment. We can do pretty much whatever we want to do. If you want to be full-on Viking band, we can write songs about it, but we can write songs about meaningful politics and anything else, really, witchcraft, whichever we really want, because that leaves us open to interpretation. I think that's very, very open name for that, and it works really well.
Yeah. Don't forget Space Pirates, Mackie. Don't forget Space Pirates.
Yes, Space Pirates in space. Of course, we can write songs about that too.
That definitely sounds like it needs to be involved.
Oh, it has been. We already have the song. You've already heard the song. You've seen the pirate jacket. You've seen the terrible jig that I do live on stage. What can I say? For a fat man, I can actually move. Twice during a set.
Yeah, to me, the whole I think like the entire set in Strawberry Fair, I think there was a really good stage presence throughout the whole band. Personally, I mean, from Barrier, I got quite a good view. I think there was definitely a lot of there was a lot of interesting moments. One that definitely stands out to me and Tom as well. Tom, I'll let you. I'll allow you, because I know how much you.
Oh, what about? Are you on about the straight jacket?
I am on about the straight jacket.
I think that's my favorite too.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, and it was cool. It was amazing.
It was awesome. Where's that now? Is that still?
So the straight jacket is still around. I got a proper straight jacket so it would last a long time. When it comes to stage props, because they're coming with you everywhere, and they're being thrown around in back of vans and down the side of the stage and whatnot. it's one of the things that I always look to these, get something of quality that will last me a long time and sort of make its money's worth over the years. So, and I'm not gonna lie, do you know how hard it is to find an actual bloody straitjacket in this day and age? It is very difficult. Ironically, actually,
it's probably very hard.
Institution, they gave it to you so you can take it home. When I first met you, DC was living in a locked up place with padded windows and no handles on the door, and they just gave it to him when they released him. So just tell us the truth. It's not the prop; it's your actual uniform when you used to live. Tell us the truth.
Asylum gift shop.
I just enjoyed the peace and quiet for the weekend, mate. It was nice. You know, I don't know, Ned Flanders kicking and screaming, please.
That must have been such a stressful quick change, though.
Well, to be fair, my other half, bless her, my wonderful partner Sam, who you did see come out on stage, and much to her disapproval, took our picture and got cheered. She bless her, she's got the wonderful role of being my wardrobe manager when she can make shows. And we went through rigorous training before Strawberry Fair to get that changed down in about 15 seconds. So, God bless her. I say she is honestly the master behind the change. But I think we're going to try and make it a bit easier and maybe go for Velcro on the back of the actual costume, because at the moment she's actually doing up all the buckles. So we're going to try and look at making it a bit easier. But when she's not there, we do actually now have a second outfit for that song. So the outfits are still there. But the new outfit's probably a bit more of the horror route, I'd say. Would you say, Mackie?
Yeah, it's like the other part of the story, because you've been the patient, but then Dr. Ward is still the patient. So it's pretty cool how it works. You know, I do prefer the straitjacket myself because it reminds me of the almighty Alice Cooper, you know, in his shows and all that. But I do like that element of it. But you know, in the story of the song, the Dr. Ward as well, that works really well when you're coming up with the doctor's suit, you know, that well, not suit, the jacket. That works really well too.
Yeah, so it's a doctor's jacket with blood all over it and a severed head now, so, you know.
Yeah, it's engaging.
That's even better.
Yeah.
So, the basic principle of the story behind it is that I'm singing it from the perspective of the patient. And sort of during the alarm breakdown scene is sort of where, like, you know, we say he's lost control. At the end of it, I've killed him and stolen his jacket, and I've come out basically holding the head of Dr. Ward. So that's the other way around it, because it's something that I can do myself. Obviously, I can't put myself in a straitjacket, much to my disapproval. But not that I haven't tried. I just know how to try and get it on my own. But
it defeats the purpose slightly if you can slip out.
Well, actually, surprisingly, so we're talking about how hard it is to find a straitjacket. It's actually a magician's escape jacket.
Oh.
So that's the only place I could actually find a genuine, like, sort of looking straitjacket of any sort of like good quality. I mean, the leather ones are like gold dust. You'll never find them, and they're probably about £600-700 now. And let's be fair, we're struggling musicians. We can't afford £600-700 for a costume. Yeah. I'd love to come out in that. So it's basically like wearing a giant potato sack is probably the best way to describe it. And it's not the most coolest thing to wear on stage for a long period of time. So that 1.5 minutes is just enough before I start sweating buckets in there and probably make it very nasty.
Yeah, you're not going to find one on Amazon.
No, like I say, you look at the Halloween ones, and like, you know, they're horrible, like thin material.
Yes.
Rip on the first show.
I had a gander on Amazon just now. They don't look like anything to the quality that you've got.
No, like I say, like it was just a little. In fact, I'd just come back from seeing Sabaton actually at Wembley when I was looking in London. I was like, oh, do you know, I'll look for some magician shops because, you know, escape jackets and whatnot. And just came up online, and I was like, yeah, do you know what? Fuck it. Buy now. Thank you, credit card. I'll pay it off next month. But the costumes aren't gonna stop. We have got new costumes in the wings waiting to come out. We've just got a new song we're working on, and once that's finished, I think it's going to take the costumes to the next level. You know, I said to the guys when we first started, I went, do you mind if I go full theatric? Because I've never gone full theatric in a band before. I've had my little moments and stuff like that, but they pretty much gave me the, whatever sort of thing, you know, thinking, he's thinking about jumping around a bit more and whatnot. I don't know if they...
Yeah, he's going to put on some eyeliner.
So, did you, Mackie?
No, that's good. I think it adds to the show big time. I mean, I would do it myself if I have the opportunity, but I'm kind of preoccupied, anchored with heavy bass, so I can't really just take it off and put like, pirate jacket or anything like this. You've got the ability of put a wireless mic in the back of your trousers and then, do whatever you want. We kind of, anchored with the instruments. Unless we get some, groupies or some stage hands that can do it for us, it's going to be very difficult to do full theatrics for the entire band. But I'm definitely up for it. We're working on it, and we're trying to make our show standing out a little bit more, because each song is a little bit different, tells a different story, and what DC is doing with the theatrics is kind of reflecting what's happening behind the lyrics as well, which is really cool thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. It's visually stimulating for sure.
Well, you say the sweetest thing. But yeah, like I say, it's fun as well,
Into myself, I honestly think you lot would fit perfect.
Yeah, mate.
You're breaking up a bit.
Yeah, Tom. Nothing came through.
I'm always breaking up. I might just sit here and look pretty. I can't
That's better, mate. Say it again.
No, go on, Tom. You got this. Come on.
I think, if it doesn't break up, I think you lot would like fit perfectly with South of Salem.
Okay, he managed to get it through. He said, I'll be a translator here. He thinks that you'd fit very well sharing a stage with South of Salem, another band that we've had on the podcast. Love them guys; they're great. I think you definitely have quite similar sounds. So I actually do agree with him. I think that'd be a really good set.
To be fair, I've seen them come up on our feed and stuff like that, and they're doing really well. So fair play to the guys from South of Salem. They've been really hitting it hard this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been seeing that on the feeds and stuff, but yeah, I say we're happy to go and play with anyone and everyone. Just send us wherever you want. We don't care if there's a show, we will be there. That's the way we look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So are there any other like gigs and stuff that you've played before?
So the next gig we've got is in September. End of September, we're opening for
Saturday. It's Saturday.
Oh yeah, the bike one. Yeah, we got the bike show one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well done, Mackie.
Yeah, but the next bigger one is in Peterborough in the Met Lounge, our local venue, I think.
Yeah, we're opening for High on Maiden.
Yeah,
that should be a good show. That should be a good gig. They got a good reputation. They got good following. So to open for these guys, I think there'll be a nice experience.
Yeah, I can imagine. Are there any venues in particular that you've got on your bucket list to play?
Main stage of Download, is that too high up, or are we good for that one?
We don't get that one as often as you think.
As a fellow download guy, like say Tom, obviously we were talking about before we started, we went this year and all that. As a musician, when you walk in and you see the main stage, and just go, one day. we could open up the Saturday to literally all the hungover people that have managed to get themselves out of bed. It wouldn't matter to us. It's just playing even the fourth stage. I'm happy to play the Doghouse. Just anywhere on that hallowed ground, man. That's that'd be a wonderful experience, because the Download crowd is always bloody on point.
I mean, you'd hope
we were go on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you'd hope so. If there's someone paying £300 to sit there in silence and throw cans, then to be fair, it says more about them at that point.
Yeah, that's it. We were in the competition. We were in the Road to Bloodstock, the Metal to the Masses, in Hitchin. We've played 3-4 gigs. We got all the way to the semi-finals. Fortunately, we got knocked off in the semi-final. We didn't reach the final this time. But we only just started going together. That was Metal to the Masses. The first competition was our second gig, and then we played 3 other gigs, in the next few weeks after that in Hitchin. But Hitchin is not exactly local to us, so we couldn't bring following to Hitchin from here. We did bring family and friends and stuff, but that probably wasn't enough to keep us going through. Hitchin is over an hour and a half away from Peterborough, from this area, so that's quite of a distance, and we were just started going. So I think we did pretty well anyway, but nevertheless, I am a little bit disappointed that we didn't reach the final, because I was really set my heart to play Bloodstock. Playing Bloodstock, even the the grass metal stage, that would have been a great thing to do, because I've been to Bloodstock a number of times and it's a great little festival. In my opinion, people may disagree, but it's much better festival than Download, because it's just more. It's more down to earth. It's more metalhead. It's not so much of a mainstream. I prefer Bloodstock than Download big time.
Yeah, that's understandable. We actually get it always surprises me, that question, because we get a lot of like varied answers. Like it was kind of a one-off just because I needed to like add some more time once. And I assumed it'd just be, oh yeah, mate, big Download stage in the Royal Albert Hall. But no, surprisingly, people really have quite a few places like that personally are like special. So one in particular is I think it's Red Rocks. I hadn't even heard of it, but that place is awesome. Like it's just like,
What is that?
Tom, help me out.
In America somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in America. But it's just it's just like on a cliffside, I'm pretty sure. I've
seen Stevie Nicks and live at Red Rocks. I know the place.
It just looks cool.
I mean, still in America, I mean, places like the House of Blues and places like that would be like dream places to play. You know, because like there's been so many good bands that have gone through there. I think UK wise, like for the smaller venues and stuff, or the normal venues, for me, maybe like Camden Underworld would be a great place to play. I love the Underworld, and even Electric Ballroom as well, man.
Oh, I love the Electric Ballroom. It's a brilliant.
Really
Listen, I'll be happy to play the central stage of Strawberry Fair next year again. I have no problem with that.
I'm trying to be there next year, so I'll probably see you. I think Tom may end up at a different festival, but I'm definitely going to try and get back down because it was such a good time, and there's so much talent like Strawberry Fair. Planning on getting Barrier on that same stage again, sitting there until fucking like 12 at night, maybe going around occasionally to buy a bucket hat. But it was my first festival actually, so
that's not bad at the start, man.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good one to start with. I was actually originally going to go Download this year, but student life, I had important exams or whatever, so
boring.
I know.
Priorities.
Still got one more year. And then college, hopefully that's a bit more lenient. Oh, Tom's gone.
Oh, he might be back.
I'm gone.
Hey, hold on, wait. I'm back and I've actually got better internet, I think, maybe.
We got your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the video's being awkward.
To be fair, actually, your voice isn't breaking up as much.
There we go. I'm back.
Woo!
I'm back. I've connected to my hotspot. Clever idea. So, have I missed much since the last I've been disappeared?
Just talking about Strawberry Fair, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was sick, to be fair. I heard that Tag and the others had like problems with all the security after, which was quite bad.
With security?
Yeah, everyone got ushered out like 3 minutes after their set.
Oh wow!
Like literally punted, which was pretty bad considering they didn't get time.
I wouldn't say punting. I don't think anyone.
Okay, you understand? I'm mildly exaggerating. I'm a podcast host. That's literally my job. But everyone was kind of getting like ushered out right after, which seemed a bit sketchy.
Maybe it's the licensing laws with the noise and all that. Just want to get people out there quickly.
Yeah, true. That might be it. But overall, it was still a brilliant event.
So well run. I mean, Styx, man, I'm going to give Styx lots of
amazing.
The stage just runs so well, and the sound was great, especially from our end. The sound was phenomenal.
It was good.
All the staff on that stage were great. I mean, the security, the lady of security at the front was awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say. That whole evening, she kept stealing.
Who was it going around handing fruit pastels to everyone?
Oh, that was the guy.
The guy with dreads.
Yeah,
he was walking. It was walking completely all the way down the front row and just handing everyone some fruit pastels.
Lovely bloke.
It's so random, but it was funny as fuck. To be fair.
I say the staff there were awesome, man. Like as soon as we got there, we were so welcoming. Just made sure we were comfortable. Everything we needed to do. What we had to, like I say, times to be here and all the rest of it. I mean, we even had a bit of an issue because Jamie guest drummed for tonight over on the Portland Arms stage, wasn't it, Mackie?
Yes, Portland Arms stage.
And they were quite behind, like by quite a bit. So like we went over to go pick him up and get his gear, and literally to turn up, they were just going on. Oh. We were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So I've sprinted back over. Like I said, I don't run for much. Free buffet and self-preservation are the two reasons I run. But got back over there, went straight to Sticks and went, "We've got a bit of an issue." Told Sticks was going on. He's like, "Don't worry about it, guys. You're all here. I've seen you. Just be here 20 minutes before we start and we'll be fine." I was like, "Oh, no worries." So then we all let go over there and started hunking the gear back. I think he stopped his set and we were literally straight on that stage ripping the drum kit apart and just running it literally on the stands through the festival to the backstage area in Strawberry Fair. If anyone's getting our way, they were going to get a crash cymbal or something to the head. It's like, we got a mission,
Yeah. Well, sorry to cut you off, but this meeting is going to end very imminently. So I'm going to segue onto a part two. We're going to go into a part two. And welcome back to part two. We were having a conversation off screen and I thought I can make money out of it. So, but with Bray Wyatt, like, what are they going to do?
No, I wouldn't say we'd make money out of it. We just...
Oh, Tosh. It was funny, okay? Let me be exaggerative.
I laughed.
Hey, see, DC laughed.
Right.
Yeah, but because Uncle Howdy's already been revealed to be Bo Dallas through 2K now. So that's
well, to be fair, we knew it was Bo Dallas before even he got revealed. So
yeah, I know, but
he reached out. So Bo Dallas gets re-signed, and all of a sudden Uncle Howdy appears. It's like, yeah, come on.
I just don't know what they're going to do with it.
Well, from what I've heard, the Wyatt Six is still on the cards.
I had a theory that all of the people in masks were actual wrestlers. But I mean, that's either taking a long break or they've just scrapped it at this point.
For me, I know obviously it's probably an unpopular opinion because it depends how you think of the last run with the two together. But I'd like to see Alexa Bliss's Abigail.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I think that was one of my favourite character gimmicks of COVID.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think Alexa Bliss really went into that character well. And I think it worked for her because she's always had that kind of weirdness about her anyway. So just pushing her that little bit over the edge, that little bit of a, go on, you can do it. Go on.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Put some contacts in. No one will know the difference. It's all right.
Yeah. And I love when she was...
Cross.
There is...
Yeah. Thing is, I think for me, it's less of a case of I can see Carrion doing it and more of a case of he's got nothing else to do. Like,
I can see him being the buzzard.
Yeah, he's just lacking character at the moment, which is a shame because I think he could be really cool. Like,
I don't know where the feud with AJ Styles is going. That's the thing with me at the moment. I can't see where it's going. I can't have the reasons to why.
It's good. I can tell where it's going. It's going to be AJ is going to beat Carrion, and Scarlett's going to go no, and then they're going to move on.
But again,
unless they do. Unless they did with when he was facing Drew and just have him win dirty for once.
Yeah.
Because they had that when, wasn't it the strap match? But it was clever, wasn't it?
The strap match where Drew got pepper sprayed. I remember that actually. That was a good feud. They should have built Carrion from that. Instead, he kind of just fell down the card.
The thing is, if Carrion wins dirty, it doesn't really do much for him as a character. They need to make him win clean over someone with like AJ's sort of popularity. It would establish him, and I think that's when they can give him a push.
Yeah,
and then push the proper heel route. Because I mean, they're turning Nakamura heel, and I'm like, does Nakamura really need to go heel?
Not again.
He is so over.
No,
he's so stupid.
Not since 2017. I mean, 2017, it wasn't needed. If anything, he should have won that. He should have won it off AJ.
Yeah,
ideally.
That's the jarring part. Because the thing is, there is no reason to turn Nakamura heel at the moment because, like Uzi, like Lil Uzi Vert's already been confirmed to be playing him out at next year's fucking WrestleMania because it's in Philadelphia, which is his home, which is Lil Uzi Vert's hometown. He has a song dedicated to him. That is a face thing. Big artist singing you out. That is a face thing. So I don't understand why they've decided.
Yeah, but
we're gonna have me a wanker.
That same. I'm sitting here thinking about what you've just said. They had Nita Strauss from Alice Cooper play Nakamura out at that WrestleMania where he faced AJ and he still lost.
He shouldn't have though. That was a
he shouldn't have
mistake because he never will now. I cannot see him in that main title picture anymore.
I still can.
I can see him winning Money in the Bank in the next couple of years. If that's the way they're going to push him, it would be Money in the Bank.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I mean, if he stays heel till next year, I think Money in the Bank could be Nakamura's year and he'll cash in as a heel. If that's the way they're going to go with it.
Definitely.
That's the only thing I can see making sense to turn Nakamura heel is to have him come and steal it from someone who's pissed him off, basically.
Yeah. Like
I don't see Jimmy Jimmy knocking off Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I know. Because the thing is with Jay, right? He is an Uso. There's no solo run. He is Jay Uso. So
he will always be the other brother.
Yeah. Like you can't have the Usos.
Both of them will be that to each other.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. I mean, the whole Bloodline storyline has opened up where they could go for a solo run and then reconcile, after the solo run and stuff. But I think they're going to cost each other the match if that's going to happen. I think they'll turn off jealousy. They're the rumors going around right now, and it makes a lot of sense. I don't see Solo turning on Roman because he would have done it by now.
I don't see Solo turning on Roman, but I see Paul turning on Roman for Solo. Like, I think Solo would be a brilliant Heyman guy.
Yeah, but Roman's a good Heyman guy.
True. But the thing is, the minute Roman drops those belts, there is no guy to Heyman. He will go to Hollywood. Like,
of course he will. That's Paul Heyman. He's one of the best managers, I think, of the last decade. If I'm being honest with you.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you look at the people he's managed, they all succeeded in their own way.
Thing is, who would he manage once Roman leaves, if not Solo? Like, who is on that roster that needs that?
Come on, grab that, Brock.
No, I'm sick of it.
Omos.
Needs someone from Omos. You know what?
Omos is so green, man.
I love Omos. I really love him. He needs
I have
something.
the same opinion about him over every time. He has the same matches over and over again.
He does. But the match against Seth was actually a good match, in my opinion. That was actually a good match, especially for a massive guy.
But then again, they didn't put him over. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to make him a powerhouse, why not put him over against someone like Seth Rollins?
Yeah, because the thing is, Seth is too over for that match to affect.
But then again, Seth Rollins is always over.
Yeah, but that's why he didn't need it. That's why he did not need to win that match. Because no one would have went, oh no, Seth Rollins lost to Omos. Well, that's it. Let's move on to Ilya Dragunov now. Like, no, they will always love Seth Rollins.
Because what was it? I think it was like 2012, 2013. It was Fandango versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, Jericho.
On paper,
Fandango absolutely battered him.
Right, but on paper, Jericho's not losing that match, is he?
Oh, no.
You see what I'm saying? But no. Jericho done the good thing and put over Fandango.
Yeah.
And he had a really good run after that, you know. That's the issue. This is one of the... I know John Cena gets a lot of shit. Right, we can all agree John Cena gets a lot of shit. And yes, he is the 5 moves of Doom master. But he will put over talent.
Yeah. That disappoints me, though, because he puts over talent so well, but no one's biting for Theory at the moment. And
but Theory won dirty, though. He didn't win clean, did he?
Yeah, true. The thing is, I don't even blame Theory for why his character... I think he's just not fitting the role. I don't think that's his character.
But he doesn't go over as a face either.
That is the difficulty because he's so good. Theory is very good. He's stuck. Like, what direction does he go?
But the
he
question
needs to
is,
drop the belt.
Is that a Vince McMahon product or is it a Triple H product?
Vince
I think
McMahon
it's a Vince McMahon product because it started well before Triple H took over.
Yeah.
I think it's gone too far now that they can't just drop his character and revamp him unless he drops the title and gets injured in the process and then comes back 7 months later as a whole new character.
Yeah.
Send him back to NXT for a bit or whatever. Let him have a run down there like they've done with Dominic.
That hurt me.
Dominic is the most over heel.
He is.
Dominic right now. I love Dominic, man. I'm all for Dominic, man. I think his cowardly way is just so over, and Rhea Ripley and him work.
There's one guy that I've always loved that was in NXT. I kind of want to see the match now, and like no interruptions, no like distractions or anything. Ilya Dragunov and Dominic Mysterio. I think that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, as much as I do love, like, I think Dominic's brilliant. I think his match with Cody was so funny. I think it was a really good match. But Dominic made me sad because Wesley is my favorite wrestler. So to see him lose dirty to Dominic Mysterio was painful.
Yeah, but do you think that he's going to have his push to come to the main roster now? Because
that is what I think. I think that's how they do it. I don't see why it's not a SummerSlam match. I think the dots are connected, and not enough matches have been announced for SummerSlam yet.
Payback, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But Wes is so main roster material. It's unbelievable. I could see him being so over the face.
I think
Becky Lynch and
Trish Stratus has been taken off the cards. Yeah, I've read that they're potentially taking it off.
Why? I think that's going to be I think that's is it a SmackDown match this week?
Or Raw next week.
After? Yeah.
No. Why?
I think it's.
I don't think the storyline's got over as much as they hope.
Yeah, I think it should have ended at Money in the Bank. Like, I don't think it was necessary for them to be in that ladder match. I think they could have settled the feud there. People were still interested. Like, maybe have Trish still come out and try and help Zoe Stark for a bit, but like it just took too long. They kind of forgot about it. It's kind of how I feel about Brock and Cody too. I don't give a shit anymore about Brock and Cody. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm seeing Brock Lesnar destroy someone, like I'm quite happy. You know what I mean? I'm very easily pleased when it comes to Brock Lesnar. See him like throw someone to steel steps multiple times, give about 19 F5s and 25 suplexes. I'm normally quite happy because that's what you want to see out of Brock Lesnar. It's like the SummerSlam match when he completely destroyed bloody John Cena. And like that match was just brutal, and the fact that Cena signed off on that as well, I'm like, fair play, mate, because that had to suck. I don't care who you are, that had to suck.
But that's also the thing, because especially when it comes to Roman, I am very team Cody. I want Cody to be the one to finally take him down. I love the whole finish the story thing.
We've always been like that.
I feel like Brock is just taking, like, it's too long of a feud now. Like, I get he had to pay his dues or whatever, but we're looking at next WrestleMania, Cody versus Roman. Like, it's dragging.
Again,
so I've just done. Oh, sorry. I've just done my little bit of research. We've got 8 matches on SummerSlam this year.
So what, 3.5 hour pay-per-view, give or take?
Yeah, looking at it.
20 to 30 minutes on average match,
4.
plus the build-ups. Probably a 50-minute main event between the Bloodline.
Probably had another 10, 20 minutes of just whatever comes after of them yelling at each other or bringing out the Anawali family.
Are we hoping for a Rikishi return?
Definitely. I think this is the time to debut the other son.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
The fourth.
The fourth Kishi, because I'm pretty sure he's only relatively recently made his indie debut, so I don't see him coming.
No, that was Umaga's son.
Oh yeah, my bad. But I do
That
still
was
think
Umaga, but there is another.
I think there's no better chance to do it.
Or something. But
I mean, let's be fair. Who can return? So you can get Rikishi returning. You can get The Rock make a return. That'd be interesting.
I've seen stuff about that, like obviously Roman, like retaining, and then like someone comes out, or like say so, like Rikishi and the other two big tribal chiefs come out. Can't remember their names, but they come out and go, "Oh, you may have just beaten him to become the tribal chief, but you've not beaten the real tribal chief." Out comes The Rock.
That's actually not how I'd play it out personally.
I wouldn't play at The Rock beating Roman. It's like when he came back and beat Cena for the title. I don't see it happening.
No, yeah. In my head, I don't think this will happen either. I think what would be poetic is if Roman wins, The Rock comes out, raises his hand, like to mirror what he did after, was it Roman winning the Rumble?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a good, because everyone hated Roman then. And everyone hates Roman now, but they hate him in a heel way. Like everyone loves Roman, but they understand he's a bad guy. Where before he was a bad good guy, and everyone hated him because of that.
But again, that's Vince's fault all over again, because the year before the fans wanted Roman to win. So the year before the fans wanted Roman to win the Rumble, didn't do it, and then obviously he tried pushing Roman down everyone's throats after they moved on to the next big thing. And it's like, because everyone wanted Daniel Bryan to win that.
Which is Daniel Bryan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But again, it's missing the mark again, isn't it? That's what they do with so many storylines. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, Bray Wyatt, obviously my favourite wrestler in WWE right now. I think he's untouchable as a character.
Yeah, I've loved all of his matches this year.
But every single gimmick he's had has been destroyed by terrible bookings.
What do you mean? Yeah, he's had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. That was a 5-star Meltzer classic.
Right, okay. But okay, so you're on about the new gimmick now, but the Fiend, they pretty much wasted the Fiend. They made him indestructible.
And they made him very destructible.
Until Goldberg came along.
Yeah, indestructible, but his weakness is a 55-year-old man.
Right. And then, so already there you destroyed the Fiend very easily. And then with the Wyatt family, it was he had that feud with John Cena, and that killed him.
John Cena, I mean, they covered it in the Firefly Funhouse match, which I think personally was a 5-star, just because how unique it was. But Wyatt was right in the way Theory does bury. He does bury, but like there's so many. The Nexus is one that immediately springs to mind. When Theory just killed the entire Nexus, it was so unnecessary. They buried about 8 stars just because Cena was Cena.
Yeah. And again, I remember watching an interview from John Cena.
I've just realised for like the last couple of sentences there, I realised Riley was saying Theory.
You cut out a bit there, but anyway, DC, go ahead.
I think I was here.
It's John Cena, the Nexus.
There's something
I watched an interview with him, and he was asked if he'd ever turned heel, and he turned around and, "What's the point? I'm already the biggest heel in WWE without even trying." And I'm like, the man's got a point. I mean, it's when he came out over here. I think it was during Money in the Bank, and he went, "It's weird not hearing you chant John Cena sucks."
Yeah,
I was expecting it. I was like, "No, the crowd's just cheering." I'm like, "What's going on with the British crowd over here, man?" During Money in the Bank,
because it was so unexpected.
Oh yeah,
that was not on my bingo card. Like Drew too. I did not see Drew coming back.
But it's the same principle. Like if bloody one of the names got at me all of a sudden, Kurt Angle, right? It's if Kurt Angle came out and the crowd didn't chant "You suck." If it didn't happen, it would feel wrong.
Yeah,
right. It's that principle. It just felt weird and eerie. Like it's like what's happened to the English crowd all of a sudden? But then here we might get WrestleMania. I was like.
We're still looking at 2 to 3 years until then, though.
Where's my checkbook? I will spend that bloody event. Just a once in a lifetime thing, man. You know what I mean?
WrestleMania needs to be more international. Like,
oh no, man! It makes it more special. It's a once in a lifetime thing. You know, that does make it more special.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, just in general, you can't have the biggest like spectacle in the year always within like 200 miles of each other. Like,
It's the same principle. Like, imagine if they brought the Super Bowl over here, it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever to bring the Super Bowl over to the UK, even though there's a massive following for the American football in Europe.
Yeah, I guess that is also true.
I know we're talking about two different like sporting events here and stuff like that, but I mean, the fact they come over for the internationals, like, you know, a few times a year for the NFL, and they sell out in minutes.
Yeah,
I tried getting tickets to Germany this year because I'm a Finns fan. Right? I want to see Finns Kansas City. That's going to be one hell of a grudge match. But I think 15 minutes they sold out. So if you didn't get in like the first 60,000 people, you weren't getting a look in at all. You know, and it's an annoying thing because like it's a one time a year thing. I'm happy to go to see any game I hasten away because I just like going to see the game live because you don't get that same experience. But if the Finns are coming over, you're going to go see the Finns, right?
Yeah.
If it's your team, you're going to go see it. So I was going to fly to Germany on the Saturday, watch the game on the Sunday, fly back either Sunday night or Monday morning. I was like, I'm going. I booked my annual leave for it and everything, and then I went, I'll cancel my annual leave now. I can watch it from home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's that same principle. So, like, you think the hype that will get coming over here, just once, even if I've done it like every 20, 30 years, but just the once, that's going to sell out in seconds.
That's true.
You know, and that's what they want. If it came over regularly, I think the hype would die down slightly, and that's when you're going to start getting the, well, you know, it's only in England. I mean, I know. Bear in mind, I've been to quite a few NFL games over here. Americans will fly over. They don't care. They will follow their team or their sport anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of Americans will buy the tickets for the UK. So you're then fighting the people that are going to come over as well. So that's even less tickets for the UK audience.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of look at it in that sort of style of way. And I think if they do it too regularly, the hype would go down, and I think the ticket sales would slow. Again, it's referee, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But I think give us the smaller pay-per-views, like Money in the Bank, for example, was a nice pay-per-view to give. I know we've got obviously Night at the Castle and stuff like that, or Clash at the Castle. But, you know, the little pay-per-views are really nice, and it keeps us involved in the story, and it gives us that little bit of love from the WWE saying, like, you know, you're a great audience. We're going to come over and bring you a big pay-per-view, like Money in the Bank. You're like, oh, awesome. It's a big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Even SummerSlam, you know, I mean, bring SummerSlam over or something like that. Because that's happened before.
I don't see that happening again. SummerSlam wouldn't be the same if it was pissing down. So
that's true.
Let it happen. Let him know what it's like wrestling in the rain. Do it.
Yeah.
Fucking blistering snow in June.
No, wasn't there a WrestleMania? Yeah, it was like 1 or 2 years ago, and it absolutely hammered it down. They postponed it by about an hour.
That wasn't the one in Miami, was it?
It might have been. It was the 2-nighter, and then they had Drew and Bobby headline in the first night.
I don't know if that was Miami. Yeah, I remember the one though. Yeah, absolutely.
I remember. I think it might have been. Tampa. What are we on? Are we on 38?
We just did Tampa.
Yeah, it was. Because that was where the amazing photo of Samoa Joe in a clear rain poncho form appeared. And it is like one of my favourite pictures ever.
Well, I'm going to take the conversation slightly away from wrestling a little bit.
Go ahead.
You, Riley, you've got a reasonably impressive pop collection right there.
I do. I do. I'm missing one. That you're currently looking at 49.
What are we collecting at the moment? What are we collecting?
Any. So Tom's is far more impressive, but you can see mine. You can't see his. So if you insist,
I'm gonna get the one time. I'll just turn it all around and give you a nice little look.
I think the most costly one is the Bret Hart one, of which is like 30, I think, at the moment.
Excuse me, like the big old.
Hang on, let me shuffle over a bit.
Pot.
I see a Deadpool one in your collection there, Tom.
Yeah.
This one, which is worth.
I have its specific model.
Well, it was easier like that. A Bret Hart, I think it's worth like 30 or something. I just kind of buy what looks cool rather than what's expensive.
That's fair, man. You never know how it's going to go, Pops, man. I got.
This is my favourite one. This Doctor Strange one, special edition, and I like the colour scheme of it. I think it's really unique.
I think I've got that one in my collection. I think I've got the Iron Man one as well from that.
Yeah, I kind of want the whole set, but I feel like that's going to be a bit of a bastard.
Yeah, I think that ship sailed. I looked for a few of them. I think I've got 4. I think I've got Captain America, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange in that collection. So, but
I've got 4. So that is a special edition one.
I'm trying to think how many I'm up to right now. I think I must be nearing 200. Something stupid like that now.
I think I'm too. I might be just breaching 80, maybe. I'm just hitting.
Yeah, Tom.
I'm just under 120. So with
that's not bad.
It builds up hell yeah.
It builds up so quick.
Yeah. Just also slightly steering the conversation a bit further away from wrestling. I feel like I should start hammering out the final 2 questions before I have to rush them because we run out of time. So, basically, we've been here, about an hour, I'd say. We've had some fun. For the 2nd episode in a row, it's just evolved into wrestling talk because field of expertise. So if you can find mutual interests, find them. But we kind of get serious around this point in the podcast, as you can tell. So I can't be bothered to go on a big, long monologue. So I'm going to cut to the chase. I have one important question that I need an answer from. What is the best sandwich?
Oof. Bloody hell. Double turkey breast and ham from Subway with cheese melted, a little bit of lettuce, bit of sweet corn and olives on there with a little bit of barbecue sauce and a few peppers.
Jesus, have you watched one of these before? That was very in depth.
That's my normal go-to when I go to sub. All the protein, a little bit of good stuff on there.
Not my go-to, but that's good.
I can tell you now, you eat that, you won't be eating the rest of the day, man.
My go-to, right? Usually a 6-inch will do me, but if I've got a long journey or a train that's about to take off and I want to delay as much as I can, real story actually, I'll get so Italian herb and cheese, right? And then just get a classic Italian BMT on there, cheese and toasted, obviously. Whack in your onions, your black olives, barbecue sauce. It is belter.
You had me in cheese and onions, my man.
Really? You're an onion guy?
Oh, texture, mate. It made me cringe. It made me skin crawl, mate. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Look, I think onions are great, but you most definitely passed.
That is a true story.
That question.
Because that all happened the day after Strawberry Fest.
Yeah, after Strawberry Fest, I was hungry and we had a replacement bus. So I started getting a Subway and I'm called saying, hey, the bus is leaving, by the way. So I literally... it was in the toaster, and I was like, "Well, I can't just run away now." So, like, the you know how it'll tick down. Like, I swear I only put it in for 10 seconds. This one was like 1 minute 40, and like I was getting voice notes like the bus is leaving. It's quite literally the wheels are turning, and I'm just sitting there. Is there anything else? Do you want any? So I'm like, no, just pay. And he's slowly typing in the buttons. I'm like, money. They. Beep, 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 and I sprint. Genuinely, like it must have looked like I was robbing the place because I paid, grabbed the sandwich. I was in Timberlands as well, heavy bastard shoes, just sprinting like a 200 yards to like this bus stop. I make it by the skin of my teeth, and Tom was not very happy with me.
But you got your sub, so that's the main win.
Yeah. Exactly. I was
he was sat next to me on the bus, smiling, and I was in the most grouchy mood ever.
I pissed him off a bit. But we'll move on to the final question. So I'm gonna read the same script that I say every single episode. I'm gonna ask you to make a band. Okay? Now, the rules are simple-ish. You can be in the band, but you don't have to. You can have as many or as little as you want, but you must have the key fundamentals of a bassist, guitarist, a singer, and a drummer. They can be dead or alive. They will be alive when they're performing, unless you specifically request them not to be. You can have anyone in any instrument, but they will not magically learn to play the instrument. Go nuts.
Oh, bloody hell. Right. Vocalist standpoint's a very difficult one for me because I have some bias towards a certain vocalist. However, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm actually not going to choose that vocalist, and I'm going to go for probably one of the best theatrical performers in the metal world. I'm going to say Bruce Dickinson on vocals.
Okay.
Classic new wave British heavy metal, and to be fair, his theatricals are out of this world. I mean, he's definitely up there with that for the showmanship. Guitar wise, lead guitar, Sinister Gates for the Avenged Sevenfold. Hands down, man. Like that guy is definitely got to be up there in the top 20 of all time. You know, he just every album he comes out saying ridiculous. So I'm going to put him up there. Drums, I'm going to go bring him back to life, and I'm going to put the Rev on there because I think he was something else creativity wise when it comes to drums. Bassist, I'll probably go. I don't know the guy's name, but I'll just turn around and say the bassist from Mudvayne because he is one hell of a bass player, absolutely crazy. And second guitar, oh, this is a difficult one. Yeah, don't hell to it. Adrian Smith. Adrian Smith from Maiden. So a bit of a new wave in there, bit of the newer age metal coming through, and then just the new metal sound behind for that bass because that would just be insane.
And is that you sorted? Is that your band?
That is a pretty good little mixture there.
Yeah, I'll say I'll settle on that. I'd definitely say I'd settle on that.
Done. Okay. And that brings us to the end of this podcast. So unless there's any questions that you would have for us.
No, I was say just thank you for having us on, guys. Honestly, it's been a really nice experience. Very welcoming. It's been very nice. I think this is the first interview we've actually done as a band on a podcast at the moment. So it's been quite a nice first experience. So thank you very much for having us on and listen to us talk crap for the last hour.
It's been a pleasure having you.
That's fine. I'm going to apologise for my internet, which has been absolutely dog shit today.
Honestly,
we've all had it.
Yeah, at this point, expect nothing less on the podcast. It's at a stage where it's basically a norm, if I'm being honest. But thank you very much for listening. Go listen to lots of good Hereward because they're proper belter. I've seen them live, and they're also proper belter. Listen to more of the Uncensored podcast. Uncensored Week was a few weeks ago. There's some cracking episodes in there. Do the subscribes and the likes because please follow us, both us and Hereward on Instagram for all great updates, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you very much.